too. And then when she leaves, I've said this and I predict this, it is intuitive based. I'm usually accurate with my predictions. When she leaves, she's going to say, "He made me do it." Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Holly, so grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. I'm really excited to be doing this. I will be doing a couple's updates. I was doing the live version of this, but I decided to switch it up, and now I'm doing Famous Exes lives. And yeah, I'm really excited to be doing this. Please make sure you are subscribed, comment if you have something to say, and like the video, please. Also, if you just want to be a silent watcher, that's great too. Please make sure you like the video. It really helps. And make sure you subscribe, because it says like, I think it's down to 58% of you now, thank goodness, that watch my videos that are subscribed. But it could be lower. I want to get it to like 50%. And I get about I want to get it to higher, because right now I'm almost at 7,000 subscribers. So I want to get it to like 30% of you. I usually have about 14,000 views a month, so that would be around 10,000 subscribers, which I feel like I can do. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm really excited to be doing this. I'm starting off with Beyoncé and Jay-Z, and then I'm going to do Blake Lively and Reynolds, just because I find them very fascinating, and in light of everything that's happened, I know some of you are tired of it. There will be timestamps, so you can always not watch it and just do Beyoncé and Jay-Z. It's funny, whenever I cover Beyoncé and Jay-Z, people really love it, even though I cover it over and over and over again. But I suppose the whole Blake Lively thing is just everywhere all the time, so maybe that's why people are tired of it. But anyways, you don't have to watch if it's not for you. It's the beauty of life. We have free will and choice. Okie dokie, so I'm going to start off using the Earth Woman Tarot for this one. And this is Beyoncé and Jay-Z. When I was shuffling the cards, I got the energy of distance. So she did announce she's going on her tour, only 22 tour dates. Let me tell you something. I saw Beyoncé live, and she was one of the best lives I've ever seen, performers. She's been performing since she was a kid. I don't like her personality. I don't like some of the things that she does. But truth is truth. She is a fantastic performer. I actually got me and my ex-boyfriend tickets, and then we broke up, so I went with my friend. But yeah, it was 10 years ago? Insane. No, 9 years ago. 2016. It was the Lemonade. I just cannot believe that was 9 years ago. It's insanity. But she was phenomenal. Really great performer. If you get to see Beyoncé live and you like Beyoncé, I recommend going. Aside from that, I do just want to say that I forgot my train of thought, but yeah, that's the energy I got, that they're going, that there's just distance between them. And with that distance, I see, and I've always predicted this, he's going to hang out. I think his energy, Jay-Z, being a Sun and Sagittarius, they love female attention, the males. They love it. They feel, I don't know what it does. I'm not a very jealous person, so I have a Sagittarius ex, and he used to have women around him. Unless it's exes, I don't do exes. But you can have as many female friends you want. I really don't care. I'm not the jealous type at all, except for exes. That's where that's where to know. So, you know, he, being a Sagittarius man, just wants this attention from females. They need it. And I have predicted this for a long time. The more distance that there'll be between them, he's going to seek that attention out from other women, and one particular woman that the public is going to see. I don't know if it's exactly the Super Bowl. It's going to be a public event that he's seen next to this woman, and this woman is going to spark rage amongst the beehive, and that rage will translate to cancellation. So with Ace of Wands, Four of Wands and a Chariot. They're planning on having this kind of public determination and renewal of vows. So they're going to say, oh yes, we are in love with each other. There's going to be like a future. I see a cover, it might be Vogue magazine, something like that, where she's dressed in white and he's dressed in like a white suit, and they're renewing their vows. Very public, because I believe a lot of their relationship is between the media and them and the finances and the investors. But they're going to have this public portrayal that their relationship is fine. They're going to renew their vows, and it's been, but they've been married since 2008. Wow, yeah, 2008. So it's been 17 years. Interesting. So, but a lot of it is very shallow. It's for show, and they just want to show the public that they're still together. They're still up front. But a lot of it, especially as Jay-Z begins to get more cancelled and more cancelled and more cancelled, there will be a lot of distance between the two of them. That mostly comes from her end. And a Sun of Virgo, being a Sun of Virgo, I'm generalizing when I say this, but a lot of Sun of Virgos are their love language is being taken care of financially. Not all, but that's a generalization. So, especially with Seven of Wands, Five of Wands, and Page of Swords. So, especially, I keep saying especially, I don't know why, but when she sees the public's response to the renewal of the vows, stuff like that, and the continual backlash she gets, she's going to step away from him more and more and more. It's almost like she, Seven of Wands, is making a declaration that I want this or it's over. And he's going to do his like funny laugh, you know, he's very charlatan. The dark side of Sagittarius, they can be very charlatans. Say the right thing, don't match that with actions. I'm fortunate in that I have had a great situation with Sagittarius in romantic relationships, but friendship wise they haven't really been the best friends, the best of friends that I can say. But I see his shadow side coming out a lot with their relationship, especially as it starts to decline in the next 2-3 years. He's going to seek out attention in other women, and it's really going to upset her. But she's not going to say it, because I see her having Scorpio, I think Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, and that Scorpio, she digests it, she shoves it down. But when it's time for her to get even, she'll remember it, and she'll be very vengeful instead. She'll take out some kind of vengeance towards him in a way that he least expected, and that will be the end. And then he's going to leave her, but there's going to be a lot of distance, another woman in the mix, and it's just going to get very complicated. But ultimately I see them being done in the next 2-3 years. So I wish them well, honestly. I think that even the whole beginning of their relationship, I remember it was 2003, and Bonnie and Clyde came out, and I was a huge Beyoncé fan. I remember exactly where I was. I was in my room. Crazy how time flies like that. I was in my room and I was dancing to Crazy in Love, and then all of a sudden, first Bonnie and Clyde came out, and then Crazy in Love, and there was just speculating that Crazy in Love was about Jay-Z. So it's just funny how almost 20 years later, more than 20 years later, 21 years later, that all of this is transpired, and they've become a huge power couple. But I think the power couple aspect has come at a price. And I think a lot of her happiness has had to be sacrificed for this, which is very unfortunate. So let's move on to the next couple. Blake Lively and Reynolds. Another Sun of Virgo. So recently they were spotted at the SNL 50. I used to work near the NBC studios in New York, like right there. So I used to meet a lot of people that worked on SNL, that worked for Jimmy Fallon. I did not hear good stories about Jimmy Fallon and Trevor Noah. I have a personal story about Trevor Noah too, which is very funny, but I'm not going to tell you guys that today. But I also met, this was in another place when I worked in the West Village, I met Colin Jost, who's Scarlett Johansson's husband. Maybe I should do an update about them, or just a reading about them. And I didn't really like his vibe. Just want to say that. I felt like he was very pompous. I did just meet him. He wasn't rude to me. He was with another actor. I forgot who it was. But I met a lot of people at that place. It was a celebrity hangout. It was in the West Village. It's closed now. It was one of the best jobs I had. I loved that job. And it was 10 years ago. Yeah, it was 10 years ago. Actually around my birthday. I remember that because my ex-boyfriend at the time did something special for me for my birthday. So I remember that. And I even remember the table that he sat at. But yeah, it's just very interesting that I met him and he was just like very so when I heard that he was actually, they were dating already, I believe, at that time, if I remember correctly. I don't fully remember that. I'm only saying that because Colin Jost is a host of SNL, and it kind of leads me into the whole Blake Lively Ryan Reynolds relationship, because Ryan Reynolds made a joke, I think an inappropriate joke, at that 50 year, I can't believe it's been 50 years of SNL, so it's called SNL 50. So at this job 10 years ago, I just want to briefly say I met James Franco. James Franco was, I actually have met him 2 other times, and Zoe Kravitz. So it was that kind of place that every night somebody would come in. Yeah, so I just want to say that. So he seemed, I can't remember the actor he was with, but I just remember because I've always been a Scarlett Johansson fan. I can't say Scarlett Johansson. I always say Scarlett Johansson. I don't know why. But Scarlett Johansson's, I think they were dating. There was rumors, I think, at that time. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I feel this is mean of me to say, I feel like she can do better. But I might do Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost. I mean, if she's happy, then that's fine. But I might do an update or just a reading on them. Okay, so let me do Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So they were just spotted at the SNL 50, which must be so awkward to be. But I suppose it's Hollywood. You know, you're going to run into your ex. It just seems like he has an unhealthy relationship with Scarlett Johansson, or the ghost of her. Seems like he has a vendetta, and I've said this about Scorpio men. If you go against them in any kind of way and they're in love with you, they want to kind of dominate and control you. So it's very unfortunate. But I just want to see their energy. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Okay, so they're putting on a front. They're putting on this 2 of Cups front that everything's fine. We're renewing. I wouldn't be even surprised if they renew their vows too. I do see him leaving. I have said this, for somebody younger, in the next year or 2. And then when she leaves, I've said this and I predict this. It is intuitive based. I'm usually accurate with my predictions. When she leaves, she's going to say, he made me do it. And I see her, a cover, it might be like W magazine, where it's like black and white. I used to love reading W magazine, oh my gosh, when I moved back to New York. I had a W magazine subscription. I still love magazines. So funny, I just remember that. But I see a black and white, and then writing beside her, that's in black and white, kind of Chuck Norris style. Is that Chuck Norris? Who's that? Artist. No, that's not Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is the actor. Something Chuck. Anyways, beside her is going to be, he made me do it. And it's going to be her describing her cancellation and everything that's happened with Justin Baldoni and what was behind it. So the King of Swords and King of Wands, Ryan controls her a lot. He controls her a lot. And in the beginning, it was like a child with shiny things, you know, because I don't think she's very mentally mature enough. I was talking to someone I know, and he was telling me the story about that he saw this famous actor around where we live, because I live in an area in Miami where there are quite a few famous people around. So he said he saw a famous actor at a bar screaming and yelling at his girlfriend. It's very unfortunate. I don't want to say who it is because I don't want anybody to quote me, because it's a long story. I just don't want it to get back that it was about him, this particular actor, because I've actually encountered this actor before. Not, well, yes, in Miami here too, but in other places too. So it's awful that he was doing that. Absolutely awful. And I was just telling him that I've been surrounded by actors a lot, and some of the people you meet that have grown up in LA, Hollywood, that kind of lifestyle, they haven't been disillusioned by life yet. You know, they live in a different reality. And meeting some of them and hanging out with some of them, it's like, is there somebody home? You know, is there someone inside? You just get like shocked that I've been shocked. And it's not in a lack of intelligence way. It's in ignorance is bliss. They've never had to think outside the box. So let's see. So he's in the past kind of dangled shiny things in front of her, controlled her. But I don't know if you guys saw that clip, and it's just a clip, so it could have been taken out of context. But the energy I got was that she was shocked that he was even making that joke. She was like, please don't do this to me. I think he's used to humiliating her to punish her. So it's 7 of Wands, King of Coins, and 5 Cups. By the way, I'm using the Crystal Magic Tarot for this. He is 7 of Wands, King of Coins. He wants to expand financially and use work, which is very Scorpio, as his way, his expressive, creative way to 5 of Cups tell her how he feels. So at home, he might be distant towards her, not really be speaking and stuff like that, but through skits, I had an ex do this, Scorpio ex, but he would do it through music. Tell me that, I don't want to say the name because it is a song. It's actually his most famous song that he would say about me, and it wasn't a very nice song. It's very insulting, but it is what it is. So I can relate to somebody publicly saying how they feel about you and being very closed off person to person. So in public, he wants to monetize, and that's what I found about the shadow side of Scorpio. When they feel wronged, they want to up the other person. So they want to turn, which can be good, but not if it's done in a shady way. They want to turn and transform their pain into money. They want to monetize off of their pain. That's why a lot of them don't go to therapy. Capricorns are like this too. Because they think that they can harness their energy towards creativity. But sometimes you have deep wounds. All of us have deep wounds that unless we address, we're never going to get out of. Unless we have an external source tell us about ourselves, we're never going to get out of it. And I've had therapists tell me things and I'm like, whoa, that really hurt my feelings, but I had to hear it. And I don't think he's ever had that. He's never had somebody say, you, in my opinion, are borderline sociopathic. you use vengefulness when it has no place. Like for me, creativity, and I'm very creative, I love being creative. Creativity when I was a kid was very vengeful. I was very vengeful. I had myself in my room, lock myself in my room, and draw for hours, to escape my reality, and kind of use it as a way to escape pain. And I see him doing that too. But the older you get, the more you mature. In my opinion, or how I like to look at creativity, is that it's an expression of self. And if you are expressing vengefulness, bitterness, unhappiness, trying to get even with people through your art, it's not a good sign of self-development. There's a lacking of self-growth within that person. And that person, I believe to be Ryan Reynolds, that he is very stagnant because his pain he's used as a way to control other people. His pain has fueled his art, and his art he has used to shame other people and to blame other people and to put other people in their place. And it's unfortunate. I don't think he can control it. I think there's a word for it, but it's a pathology. It's a type of pathology that he has to. And I've seen that with Scorpios. I had an ex like that. I had an ex, and I couldn't prove that it was me if I were a public person. I don't think that there's anything I could really do. But it was kind of effed up because I was like, the whole world is going to hear this side of the story and I don't have a say in it. And I get it. It is his version of the story. But his fans, and I had to really get over myself and accept that not everybody is going to know me, know my heart, and it's okay. I don't have to prove myself. But it's difficult when you're in the public and you're dealing with somebody like this, and if you have something to lose by them doing this to you. So he's going to do that to her, and it's really going to affect her. But I see her being so shallow. That's the word. She's shallow. So shallow that she just kind of looks past it, but makes up for it in other ways. And I think, especially with Virgos, I think she might have some kind of like borderline OCD. I get like repetitive motion. Like, I have to do this 3 times. I have to do this 6 times. This has to be this. The colors have to be like that. I get that. Where she has to be. And that hasn't been revealed to me. I see it through my intuition. I haven't seen it anywhere. But I see here that she has to be like, okay, I have to have this amount of thing. I have to have that amount. A lot of Sun and Virgos can be like that. Where things have to be, they kind of become control freaks. But their pathology, the way that they, if they haven't healed, how they deal with stress, anxiety, and difficult situations, is that they over control things that they can control. And I see that being her. I wouldn't say she has OCD, but she has to have everything. Like, if she has shoes, they have to be 3. We're going to hear about it. Trust me, we're going to hear. A former employee is going to come out and say, yeah, I did styling for her. It had to be, 3 things had to be exactly like that. And I think people see it as being rude. Yes, it is. But she has some sort of mental psychosis. It sounds exaggerated. I know it sounds exaggerated. But she has something mental that makes her deal with her life that way. Especially Ace of Cups, Queen of Coins, and the Chariot. The Chariot being home, she has to have things. I worked for somebody like this. I don't want to say who it is. And she actually worked with a lot of famous people. And I don't want to say who it is. I don't want to say what work I did for her, because I think I'm still close with a family member of hers. So I don't want to say who she is. But she was like this. She was like, okay, I need to have everything color-coded. Outside at night, this has to go outside. And if it's not outside, bad things are going to happen. Basically very superstitious. But they create stories in their heads that over dramatize, because they don't have control over their own lives. It's very sad, actually. Very sad. But a lot of Sun of Virgos can be like that. I actually think this woman that I worked for, was a Sun of Virgo. And this was a long time ago. I don't want to get too much into it. But I worked for somebody like that who was like, this color cannot touch this color. And if it touches that color, we're going to have a problem. And I was like, okay. But yeah, so I definitely think she has a controlling borderline OCD, and it's neurological. It's not just her being mean. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I love you all. Please comment. I would love to hear your opinion. Please be respectful though. Like the video, subscribe. Please subscribe to help my channel out. I love you all. Take care.